The day has finally arrived. After nearly 5 years of legal uncertainty, the lawsuit between the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission and Ripple is officially over. Both parties have filed a joint dismissal of all appeals, closing one of the most high-profile battles in the history of cryptocurrency regulation. For XRP holders and the wider crypto market, this is more than just a legal win. It's a turning point that unlocks the full potential of the asset in the United States and beyond. As of today, XRP has complete regulatory clarity in the U.S. It is recognized as a non-security, removing the biggest obstacle to its adoption by banks, payment providers, and institutional investors. This clarity is what the entire XRP community has been fighting for since late 2020, when the lawsuit first began. Now that the legal cloud has lifted, the path is open for full integration into the global financial system without fear of enforcement actions. The market reaction has been immediate. Bitcoin is trading around $117,000 with a nearly 2% recovery. Ethereum has surged over 6% to $3,896, and XRP is leading the way with an explosive 10% jump to $3.28, briefly touching $3.30. XLM is up almost 9%, and HBR is approaching 26 cents after a 5% gain. In just a matter of hours, XRP's market cap has grown to $22 billion, with strong net inflows and a visible surge in trading volume. This is the kind of momentum that often precedes a major breakout. But this victory is about more than price action. It's about utility and trust. Without the SEC lawsuit hanging over it, XRP can now be adopted fully by the banking sector and integrated into cross-border payment systems at scale. Ripple's partnerships, which have been expanding globally despite the lawsuit, can now accelerate in the U.S. market. Banks that have been waiting for legal certainty will now feel confident to deploy XRP in real-world settlement and liquidity solutions. Adding to the bullish outlook, a U.S. executive order signed today is set to give 90 million Americans access to cryptocurrencies, including XRP, through retirement accounts. This is monumental. Retirement plans represent trillions of dollars in capital, and the inclusion of crypto assets could open a new floodgate of demand. David Sachs, one of the leading voices in the crypto space, has already called this a transformative moment for adoption, pointing out that the timing, just as XRP gains regulatory clarity, is nothing short of perfect. That XRP's price performance today is already outpacing Bitcoin and Ethereum, and traders are eyeing the all-time high of $3.84 as the next major target. Breaking that level would be symbolic as well as technical, confirming XRP's return to price discovery mode after years of suppression. The fact that we are seeing a 22-cent move in just a few hours shows how quickly sentiment can shift now that the lawsuit is behind us. What makes today even more significant is how the legal process ended. This wasn't the SEC walking away quietly. This was a joint dismissal of appeals, which means both Ripple and the SEC have formally agreed to close the case. There is no lingering threat of the lawsuit being revived. For investors, this is the ultimate green light. The strategic position of XRP has never been stronger. With Ripple's ongoing acquisitions in the fintech space, the launch of the Ripple dollar stablecoin, and a global shift toward tokenization of assets, XRP is now poised to be the bridge asset at the center of it all. The lawsuit was the single biggest barrier to that vision, and now it's gone. For years, the XRP community has held on through uncertainty, FUD, and price stagnation, driven by the belief that regulatory clarity would unlock the next phase of growth. Today, that belief has been validated. The legal win is more than symbolic. It changes the conversation in boardrooms, in banks, and in regulatory circles. It signals that XRP is here to stay, and it has the full backing of the U.S. legal system's classification as a non-security. The coming weeks will be critical. We can expect announcements from Ripple's partners, potential listings on platforms that previously delisted XRP, and perhaps even new institutional custody products built specifically for it. With executive orders boosting mainstream adoption, favorable macroeconomic conditions on the horizon, and global banks already exploring XRP integration, this could be the start of the most significant bull run in XRP's history. This is the day the XRP community has been waiting for. If you've been here since the early days of the lawsuit, you know how much this means. The fight is over, the clarity is here, and the road ahead is wide open. The only question now is how fast XRP can climb from here. That if you believe this is just the beginning, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss any of the updates we'll be covering in the days ahead. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's celebrate this historic victory together. This is not just a win for XRP, it's a win for crypto as a whole.